With the recent growth in population, there is an increased need for reducing the costs for imports. In working with the local population, the mayor has decided that it would be a good idea to create its own fisherman's village so that more fresh produce can be done in the city and not be imported. The land was ceded by the mayor, and the workers had agreed to fish and sell in the local fish market at a reduced cost to the local population. The idea is that with an increased production internally, we rely a little bit less on importation of goods, and the city will keep flourishing and be able to accommodate its new residents without a problem. Welcome back to Cities Skylines in the city of Damascus. And the city has grown quite a lot in the last few episodes. So as you can see, we are at the moment at 356,000 population. I believe with all the residential buildings that we put together in the last episode, we can still grow a little bit more, like up to 400,000 or so, with the same zoning that we currently have. What we'll decide on that is basically education. So the more we educate people, the more these buildings will upgrade, and potentially the more people we have in the city. We'll see at the end of the episode how that grows, because today we have a very it's not a small build, but it's small in terms of population. So this is the area that we've been building, and I'm quite happy that we've managed to basically surround all of this area, and that was the goal since the beginning. Really happy with what we have in there so far. I think we can still work a lot on this area around the airport as well, which is something that we'll definitely do. I might believe that we'll start in here with some high density and move to lower density the further away we go, but that's not for today. Today, where I want to go is basically in this area over here. The reason behind that is, let's take a better overview of the map in here to see what we currently have. So we do have this industry area over here. We have kind of a suburb that end up becoming a higher density suburb than originally planned. And we still need to do some fishing, and that is what I want to do around here. Now, I don't want to go crazy with fishing. I'll probably have a minimum of one, maximum of three. How is that called? I always forgot the name of the fishing pier that we call. I just remember. So 1 to 3, or fishing harbor, that's what they call. But what I want to do, we have some anchovy in here. We have some salmon in there. So maybe we start with the normal one, which will basically fish everything that is in front of it, and we may choose to replace it with one anchovy and one salmon, or we just start with this one and then we add one of each in there. We'll see how that goes. But we also want to build a new neighborhood around here, and the reason for that is that we want to provide workers. So especially that'll be kind of a small fishing village. We'll connect these all together as we progress on the build, but we'll start small in here. And I also want to explore at least one of the content creator packs that was released. So we have the sports venues, and I really want to explore some of the parks that we have with that. If we look at the options that we have in here, we have several types of park that we can use, and I do want to use one or two around here, and I think that will fit really well with that vibe of suburban style. I might even add some in here and go back to what we had in there, and also redo some of the work in here. We'll see. That will happen eventually, and we'll see what happens depending on how we go with the build. Now, in terms of the updates, lots of people asking, oh, have you been having any trouble? No trouble at all. I still have my 58 mods enabled. Everything is working. I just follow the instructions and it wasn't painful at all. The only one issue that I currently have is that for some reason most of my buildings on my unique buildings menu, they are all disabled now. And it's asking, even buildings that I know that I have in the city, it's asking for me to unlock that again. For example, the tax office, we've done that in the last episode, and that is around the courthouse, for example, it's in there, and the courthouse is currently locked for some reason, and the tax office is over here as well. So I don't know why I have that all locked again. Doesn't make any sense. I even tried the unlock all option of the game. Didn't work as well. I really don't know. So we'll deal with that. If we have to just redo the conditions for that, for example, the tax office is to put 3 water pumps. We can just go in here and re-add them. If you go there again, this is unlocked. So if that's all we need to do, we'll survive, we'll do that, and we will see what happens. But it's just odd that I have to unlock everything again. I had unlocked it before, and that'll be a little bit annoying, but we'll survive. But other than that, everything is working really well. Everything is still balanced, no issues at all, and we can keep going and work. So, back at what we are building here, main connection will be through this roundabout, I believe. I might also make this into a T interchange and make another connection into this area as well, just so we have a proper connection. I will upgrade this road into a asphalt road. I might leave the bridge in here, to be honest. This looks quite good. I might just upgrade all the way through here and keep the bridge as a I don't know, maybe something like from the past, a reminder of what we had in there. But yeah, we will start building over here. We'll start with the fishing harbor, and we'll have the fishing market, some of those things, and we'll think about how we could bring some public transportation in there as well. I haven't thought about that yet. I'll build probably the road layout first, and then I'll look at that. But when we are back, I will tell you what I was thinking, how I arrived at that solution, and why I think that would be the best. But what I'm currently thinking about is that might be some bus line connecting this, and potentially with the metro and all this residential area over here as well. That might be a good idea, but we will see how that goes. And in thinking about that, I'm also thinking now that we might need some sort of train passenger station in here instead of just a cargo station there. I have no idea how I'll fit this in here, but we'll get there. We'll see how that all will work together. But I think the best way to do it is to start it. And we are back, and I quite like the result of this area. So as you can see, we went for a more organic layout, but I will walk you through what I've done here. I've started with the fish harbor, especially this one, and then when we fished, I think it's 250,000 tons or something like that of fish, I was able to put one anchovy and one salmon harbor in here as well. And we do have a farm as well, fish farm. So this is all collecting, so 3 of the fish harbors and 1 of the fish farm. I think that's more than enough. This area is actually pretty busy already. This one, I'll show you where they are going to fish so you have an idea on what is going on. So there you go. This one will go through here. This one will go through here. And this one will go through here. So there we go. This makes them happy. Everyone with 100% efficiency, almost getting 100% like when they arrive. As you can see, this one is, oh, this is just starting the journey. It's like 23, 24, and as it gets very close here, it gets to 100%. So that is what we want. We don't want to waste the time there. 100%, and this is in. This one 100%, and now it's in. So that's how it looks. After that, I've created a road connection, and then that road connection basically connects in here as well through this bridge that we had before. I've added a small roundabout in here because it was getting busy, but I then put down the fish market. And this is basically the center of this town because everything was built around this. So what we have in here, we do have the fish market. We then have some commercial around it, one block of offices just to give them some other options. I thought it was good. And then lower density residential all around with some commercial dotted around. And I can show you the zoning of this. Let me move things like that, and then you have a better idea on what's going on. As I mentioned, commercial around the fish market, some offices in here, some commercial around the main road for, I think I'm calling this Fisherman's Avenue, and then everything else commercial, residential with some commercial dot around the place, just to help everyone be happy. We're still struggling a little bit with workers as they are getting all educated, but we are starting to see more and more workers coming in here. We went from 337, I believe, to 361,000 population, which is again very good growth. That was a huge death wave that went through while I was building that, but we are now sorted. Also created this other bridge, so now we have this one, and this is not a bridge, but this is the access to the highway over here. So plenty of options for them. As you can see, not much traffic. We have, I thought it would be a good idea to add a cemetery in there, just based on how much we spend with healthcare. I think for a change, that would be a good thing to do. So put that down there. Also have the soccer field, and we also have the suburban American football field. They don't play on these parks, they just people walking around that. But then I went around and did some decoration as well, just to make things like look a little bit nicer and more integrated to the city. What else I am doing as these grows as well. So I'm waiting for the house to grow around, then I'm going into the empty areas and adding just one more tree over there. And as you know, when I say one more tree, what I really mean is quite a lot. But just to fill all this gap, I want this area to be a little bit greener. I just put like, just sunk a full house in there. I'll fix that. But I want this area to look more greenish and more nature connected due to the residents from here to be, why can I move this? Be like fishermen and their families. So I feel like this makes sense. Cool. In this central area, I've added some roads with trees. Everything else are roads with grass, except this one, which was the one that we already had. So I thought it would make sense to just have like a main road coming through this area in here as well. Now I left some areas ready to grow. I stopped in here. This should be an area that the water would flow. So we'll make an elevated section in here to cross and expand on this side. And I'm going through just around the trees over here, and then we can expand in this area as well. As you can see, there is still area for expansion. I haven't gone crazy like what we did basically on this side. Oh, another death wave. It's been really challenging controlling death waves on with the realistic population. Really challenging. But yeah, I want to give it some time, get it in a nicer state, see what we might be missing, and grow these a little bit more. I also want to start growing some other areas like this area over here, and maybe even this one, because what I was thinking, I mentioned public transportation, if I should bring like train station or metro or just buses. We just have a bus line right now, and it's pretty popular, and I'll show you that line in a second. But we do have the option to connect this metro line in there. If we want, we could split in here and bring another line to the central station in the downtown over here, which we currently have 3,000 people per week. And the other option was to connect with the train line. So maybe we cross over here and bring that all across. I don't know. That is an option. I will grow this area, and then we see where we need public transportation to go. Right now, this is all working well. We don't have issues, and I like that. Now we have this. So in terms of people, sometimes we get one bus or two fully at full capacity, but as you can see at the moment, most of them are just under capacity. I think we had this one with 68. We do have this one at capacity, but we'll get in here. We'll be all right. Not too many people waiting, so we have the right number. Original line was 13. I bumped that up to 17, so 126% more. If you look at the line over here, I want to show where that's going. So going around the commercial center in here, and then we go across, we go through this metro station, we go around, go through all the residential commercial area in here, and through this other metro station, and then we go back in there. So I like it. It's been very, everyone in this area also like that, so I think that'll be all good. I increase the value of the land in here. All right, this is something we could look at as well, but not today, maybe later. I'm also having one issue, which is in this area, I have a delivery truck just getting stuck in there. So what I'm trying to do is see if I have to, for some reason, move this building and move that back in to see if that's what there's something causing that to happen. There was like a big traffic a second ago, but that is just sometimes delivery trucks getting stuck in there, so I don't know what's happening. But yeah, I think that is all for today. In terms of population here, 3,200, and I think we are growing, still growing a little bit, almost 361,000 now in the city. 3,200, and in terms of jobs, I think we are now getting to a stable suburb. Call it Fisherman's Village, just because, you know, it's a fisherman's village. The only thing that I'll ask for some permission is that this is still a little bit high. If you look at the terrain here, this was at the same height as this building, so this was extremely high. Then I lowered this all, and then obviously made some sloped roads. That's what I want to say. And they look good, but we do have these big gaps in here that is quite dangerous. I'll allow that. I think that's all in all, this is all right. We do have all these buildings. I just noticed 1 tree in the wrong place there. Let me just move that. There we go. And I think it ended up working. It's still slightly high, but I think I'll just ask your permission to leave it as it is, and I think we'll survive with that. But yeah, we have area to grow more if you want in here. Bring this over there. This area might be like an overflow area as well for water, so I might not do that. And I'm quite happy with this little corner that we have in here. But there you go. Let me know what you think in the comments. I think we are ready to expand this area. It was good to do something a little bit different, adding like another industry that we didn't have, the fish industry. And I think the city in general is still balancing population and jobs. So I'm leaving the game running for a while to get that all sorted. We've been losing a little bit of money, I know it, but it's starting to level what we are losing and what we are earning. So we're not losing as much anymore. And I think the more people that moves in, the more taxes will be paid, and the more our industry will work, and we will get more and more money. So we'll see. If we get to a point where things get into critical states, we will have to sort that out. But for now, I think we are in a very good place, and we can see what we want to do next time. So I'm happy that I've started using these assets from the new content creator packs, and I'll keep using them. I want to use one of the main stadiums that can actually hold games, and I want to use one of the at least one, not just one, but at least one of the shopping mall content creator pack, and also of the Africa in miniature. We'll do it slowly as it makes sense, as we've done before with this city. We are not just jumping in and adding everything that came out. We are taking our time, building when it makes sense, and getting things, just adding things that would fit in the city at that moment. So if you have any suggestions, leave me a comment. I really appreciate that. I take those on board and I work on that. And also we have a Discord server, so consider joining us over there to share your city, screenshots, ask questions. If you have issues, we can try to help as well. That is a community of around 100 people, and they are very active when people need some help. So the link is in the description. Have the Twitter as well. Consider joining over there, and let me know what you think. But for now, I hope to see you next time. Thank you very much, and bye bye.